Welcome to the Indianapolis 250, the next rendition running of it. This should be a very interesting race as we are unsure about what's going to happen here. There's been a lot of reliability woes throughout this Indianapolis Thunder Week, and that should make things very, very interesting as this race goes on, because we are unsure of if there's going to be power problems or whatnot. There also is a little bit of a handling concern, however, a lot of teams went with a higher downforce setup, so therefore cars should be more gripped to the track and are a little bit slower, so we should get a bit of a pack race here instead of the endless slingshot fest we saw last year. It's all going to become, your race is going to become dependent on how you can get runs off the corner, and then, well, actually it would be a slingshot fest, and slingshot around the car around you, and if you get caught on the outside, you're done here. And that's one of those things that you're going to see a lot of issues with. Without further ado, we're not going to do the starting grid because they pushed this race up because some storms are coming in. So we are hoping that we can get the full 250 miles in, but if this race is a bit of a crash fest, there is a rain threat later on, and we're not going to race in the rain here on an oval. Anyway, let's go down to the Indianapolis 250. Madeline Myatt leads the field down to the green here in the Indianapolis 250. This is her first pole in this race, I believe, as it looks like Vincent Allen's bringing it down pit road. He won the American 700 here a few years back, and off we go. Myatt with a fantastic start over Bobby Jones in second. That's Jacob Hart qualifying third in the 9 car. Of course, Kenny Myatt got suspended for his antics at New Hampshire, and now we've got a race here. And that'll be a huge blow to Kenny Myatt's championship hopes, as he is a major championship contender as they rocket down the back straightaway here. The 81's in the lead, and she needs a good run here if she's going to stay in championship contention, as the championship's really starting to heat up in this just after this race. The championship really heats up, as Chris Dodd, who started fourth, is really falling back right now as Vincent Allen gets going. And Myatt will lead the first lap of the race with Bobby Jones in second position, looking to possibly take over the lead of this race. He's looking low. However, it's going to be hard to make a move there. There's also Nick Pericles back there as well. As I stated earlier, Kenny Myatt is not in this race, so Jake Baskinger has a big shot here to really gap the field here on this points, or at least gap it back to Myatt. You also have Pericles in that championship hunt who is in front of him, but Baskinger pretty much needs a good run here to ensure championship success as the season goes on. Here is Nick Pericles running P4. Pericles has always been historically strong here in Indianapolis and at super speedways in general. He nearly walked into the American, or he nearly he did dominate the American 700, only to fall out with 3 to go from the lead in a heartbreak of a finish there. But Pericles is looking incredibly strong here in Indianapolis, and he needs that, to be honest with you. Battle for the lead heating up as Bobby Jones is looking underneath the 81. However, the 81 really chopped him off there, and the 81's going to hold a position. That was a very good defensive move there by Madeline Myatt. Both these drivers have never won a race before. However, the Indianapolis 250, as of recent years, has provided some first-time victories. So I wouldn't be surprised if somebody got their first win today. A little further back in 23rd position, we have Noah Hart. Oh, problems in front of him. Somebody broke down. That's Ike Durbin. And, Zachary Fitzwater really slid in there. And I'm a bit concerned here about this pack. Just make sure everybody gets through all right. Durbin's trying his best to get out of the way on the high line. And Hart's going to get held up there. I was just going to say how Noah Hart has... looks like Scott Roush has issues as well, but... Roush with a lot of problems there as well, but the field now has spread itself out quite substantially here, and Noah Hart's going to lose a ton of spots. I was going to say he was the fastest car in final practice, and, Ike Durbin, the American 700 champion's misfortune there really hurt him there, as Hart is all the way down in 39th position, actually. Meanwhile, in the front of the field, the whole front of the field's really conglomerated up here as Bobby Jones lost a couple of spots to Jacob Hart and Nick Pericles, and Vance Caldwell for that matter, And Pericles is on a move, trying to get by Jacob Hart, and finally he seems to have a run, but no drafting help down the straightaway here. What's Pericles going to do? Is he going to slot back in line, or is he just going to keep his nose down there? He's going to keep his nose down there. However, he wasn't underneath the 80 or underneath the 9 there. Into turn 2 now. This is where I think we're going to see Pericles take second position if Vance Caldwell goes with him. Yeah, down into turn 3. Pericles is going to get second here. And Nick Pericles to P2. And it looks like Jacob Hart, rather, is going to fall back a couple of spots on the track as Bobby Jones is still stuck on the outside, now with Ryan Griffin going underneath him. Griffin's going to be running his own team next year, and that will be interesting to watch. Whatever the problem for Ike Durbin was, it's seemingly fixed as he's back in this race. I believe Vincent Allen also fell out of the race. Tough break for Vincent Allen. I'm just going to check up on him. Yes, Vincent Allen is out of the race, but Ike Durbin had a tire going down and was barely holding on to it. So, nice car controller by Ike Durbin. Bobby Jones is continuing to lose positions here on the track. You just got to be on the inside, really. And the outside's pretty much a kiss of death around here, as Jones is losing more and more spots, as it seems like nobody's willing to draft with him. Maybe Baskinger, he can slot in front of Baskinger. Looks like that might be the case here. Or Baskinger keeps his nose underneath. However, that's going to be the case. Oh, the 81 just got shuffled out of the lead. And Nick Pericles set up a pretty late move here on Madeline Maya for the lead of the race, and Maddie is going to lose a ton of positions here. Slides wide, Vance Caldwell gets underneath. Jacob Hart and Ryan Griffin would get underneath as well. I believe Ryan Griffin would at least. Yes, down the back straightaway. The 81 would be battling for fourth position. I think her teammate's actually going to get underneath her as well. So that looks pretty clear that her teammate's going to, as Maddie hasn't been able to slot into position yet. So with Nick Pericles leading, actually looks like Bobby Jones might get her as well. Yeah, Bobby Jones is. We're going to see if Don's going to play nice with his teammate. Looks like he's trying, however, the 81 just has no momentum. Problems for DJ Curtis, one of the championship contenders. You're going to see his car breaks down on the high line here, and that's going to be pretty interesting there. Tyler Faber nearly sideswiped him, and his teammate gets into him very slightly there. However, that's going to actually bring out the first yellow of the race. Coming off of pit road, Nico Puyakov would grenade his motor. So tough break for the FNS Marlon Brigade with the 23 car. And now Tyler Faber would grenade his motor under the yellow flag. So tough break for Tyler Faber in all this race. So a lot of mechanical problems so far in this Indianapolis 250. Madeline Myatt had an atrocious pit stop all the way down in 37th position. That team really flubbed it. And they did do some handling changes, though, on that car. So she'll be way down the order, battling with a lot of the schleps in the field. However, it'll be interesting. And now we've got Darren Blake with problems on track. So Darren Blake with issues. I think that might be a tire, however. And now Eric Monaco would blow up under this yellow. So a ton of mechanical problems right now. That's, I think, 4 cars with some type of issues under this yellow flag. So Monaco now having issues as well. DJ Curtis would actually get back into this race. So apparently whatever happened to his car wasn't terminal, rather. And Ike Durbin's, of course, a lap down. DJ Curtis is a number of laps down. Ike's only 1. But we're unsure of how either of these cars are going to run when they get back going again. Jacob Hart and Alex Allen will lead the field back to the green here. Jacob Hart has won I think he won the inaugural running of this race. He's also an American 700 champion, and he's filling in probably the best car on the grid, believe it or not. That is Kenny Maya's car, of course, down into turn 1 to go, and it doesn't look like DJ Curtis is going to give Hart that much of a benefit of the doubt there, not being a terribly great back marker, but he does have the ability to try and get his lap back, and we're now going to start watching. Will Nick Pericles start making moves on the inside, is my question. Pericles is the first car on the inside line, or that has the ability to get to the inside line. And it looks like he's going to get Alex Allen and is going to try and go for the lead of this race. However, Ike Durbin did not have a great exit off that corner. And right now, Nick Pericles is now fighting with Alex Allen there. And Alex Allen's being incredibly defensive over his position here, as he should be. However, Pericles and now Griffin is now going underneath there. Pericles is going for the lead now. Jacob Hurt wasn't as defensive with it, as here comes Pericles down the inside to take over the lead of this race. And this should be interesting, as now you've got Ike Durbin back on the lead lap. How hard will he defend someone like Nick Pericles, as here comes Ryan Griffin down low on Ryan Griffin and Yevgeny Kuznetsov now trying to get into the top 3 on the inside line. However, their run would fizzle out as Alex Allen and Jacob Hart would hold their positions here in second and third. So with Nick Pericles leading, seems like Pericles is probably the best car of the day, as Alex Allen tried to go for second, as Zoom and Bekov maybe caught the wall because Bouchard maybe pushed him high, and it looks like Zoom and Bekov is going to lose a couple of spots here. A little further back, our pole sitter, Madeline Myatt's already been on a move since the restart. She's been passing cars left and right, which isn't that easy with this package this year, passing cars, but she seems to be doing it quite well. A little further back, Noah Hart and Scott Roush also haven't been having that kind of luck. Roush actually lost a couple of spots. Yevgeny Kuznetsov's going for 4th position now on Ryan Griffin. This is a very impressive move here, as it looks like he is going to get the position as long as he can hold the inside and keep the momentum up on the inside. Griffin will have a bit of an advantage down the straightaway, though, especially if nobody comes up to draft with Kuzi. It looks like Dodd might be willing to help with him. Yes, Dodd is going to help with him. And, wow, now Dodd's going for 3 wide. That's a bit aggressive there by Chris Dodd. Luckily, Dodd thought better of it. Dodd would get the position on Griffin, and now Caldwell's going to join him. Remember, Caldwell's teammate blew up in this race, so got to be very careful, as though it looks like Ike Durbin just got relapped by Pericles, and crash further back. And this one would involve Ryan Griffin. This second caution of the race, as Bobby Jones would slide up and Griffin would go around into the wall. He goes, nearly takes out Griffin and takes out Shepard and the 86 of Shock in the process. So 2 Michigan natives would get collected in that, and the Texan native of Aiden Shepard would fall out. Shepard, that's a shame for him because he was running pretty well in this race, or in practice at least. Good news for DJ Curtis is he would get one of his couple laps back. However, Ike Durbin did not get one of his laps back, as Pericles and the rest of the gang beat him to the line. We're on board the helmet cam, or the visor cam of Bobby Jones, and we're going to see right now, entering the corner, what's going to happen here. He just gets a little tight there, and well, he didn't really pay a heck of a lot of attention to what was going on around him. I'm more with Kyle Shock Jr.'s helmet cam now, and we're just going to see, well, the wreck happens in front of him, and all of a sudden he just gets jacked up from the rear, and around he goes into the wall. Just not a great showing there for Kyle Shock Jr. Couldn't do anything about it. And you're hearing his car doesn't sound that healthy either. More problems for Madeline Myatt on pit road. Very slow pit stop for her once again. So there is some problems with an air jacker on that car, as everybody's just trying to circle their way through the pit stop cycle. More caution destruction, it seems like, as Scott Roush's engine would grenade under this caution. So tough break for Roush, the Alabama native, not doing very well, or not having a heck of a lot of luck in the DNC. He hasn't been very happy with that team, and well, I can't seem to blame him because he hasn't had any luck. Pericles would lead the field back to the green with over Alex Allen, and Dornan Bouchard had a really fast pit stop up in 3rd position here in the Indianapolis 250. Green flag is back out, and we're going to see if Ike Durbin now is going to try and get his lap back again. Will this time, as DJ Curtis is now only 2 laps down. Looks like Durbin's going to get his lap back, but actually this might benefit the 82 because the 22 didn't exactly get the greatest of starts there. So the 82 is going to be able to defend his position with ease, as though it looks like Kuznetsov is getting underneath on Bouchard for 3rd. That's a very great go, but Kuzi lost the rear end of it in the middle of the corner. Nice save there by Kuzi, and it looks like Bouchard's going to hold the position over Kuznetsov. Problems for William Brock. He has a tire going down on the restart, so Brock is going to bring it down pit road. He wasn't running terribly well in this race. Ike Durbin would get relapped pretty quickly here in his home race, as, well, the 82 would dive underneath the 62 there. So the American 700 champ has been relapped, as Alex Allen now is looking incredibly content on trying to pass the 82 of Pericles. Once again, Madeline Myatt's passed a ton of cars on this restart so far. She was started, I believe, only in front of Cortez, so she was all the way back in 29th position. She's already up to 24th on the restart, so shows how fast that car is. But if they keep having jack problems, they actually have to manually jack that car up rather than use the automatic jacks that this car that all these cars have. They have an air jack system that pushes the car up during the pit stop cycle and pushes at least one side of the car up and then the other side, so they have to physically jack the car up on the 81. Jacob Hart had a pretty bad pit stop as well. He's down to 13th position, was 14th before the pit stop cycle. There's Vince Freeze having a pretty good race so far today. Remember, his teammate grenaded, though, under yellow. And, however, Jacob Hart now is getting through the field quite quickly as well. And the problems for William Brock are quite serious, as Brock is going to be stuck on pit road for an extended period of time. So, tough break for Brock. Other than Trois Rivet, Dornan Bouchard's had a miserable season in the Nokia Finland. Actually, it's been a pretty, other than the American 700, really, it's been a miserable season for Nokia Finland. And Bouchard's doing incredibly well here at the American 700. Looks like Freeze nearly got into the wall back there. As looks like Angel's making a move on Sanford back there. A great showing by Dornan Bouchard right now. However, Sean Angel, I just jinxed him. Bouchard has a tire going down, and Bouchard is on pit road. Commentators curse, I have to say, and Bouchard has a problem. Tough break for Dornan Bouchard. Another driver that's seemingly come out of nowhere in this race is Sean Perkins. Perkins is in 5th position, along with Eddie Chimpadkar in 4th. They've come out of nowhere to be 4th and 5th, so Padkar doing his best to stay in this championship hunt. Perkins is just going for the Triple Crown, and that will be instituted next year with the Memorial 500, or it might be 400. I have to check on that. They haven't really decided, actually, if it's a 500 or 400-mile race. He already has 3 American 700 trophies, and if he wins Indianapolis, all he has to do is win at Texas next year. Vince Freeze's good run is slowly, as he's falling back quite quickly, just about as fast as Madeline Mai is going through the field. Freeze is falling back. Freeze, I think, restarted in 8th, and he's back down to, I think, 18th now? 17th, I'm sorry. 17th position, and it looks like he's going to lose something to Baker here. In 18th. Oh, we got somebody grenading from further up. That is Sebastian Torres. Torres just blew up his motor there, and that's a tough break for Sebastian Torres, as he's going to fall out of the race. And Alex Allen now is going for the lead of this race here at the Indianapolis 250. Allen is diving underneath Nick Pericles for the lead. And this is pretty much a mono-a-mono battle because Kuzi's too far back to really draft anybody. We got a yellow flag out on track. I think that was maybe for Torres breaking down. Yes, it is. Sebastian Torres would break down on the track. So tough break for Torres. So Nick Pericles would lead at the line, and so he would retain his lead, even though Alex Allen was trying. However, Nick Pericles would get spun by Bobby Jones on pit road and actually get into the 5 car of Kuznetsov, so Nick Pericles would have incredible large amounts of damage there on the back of his car. The leader coming in has a lot of damage, and this one's an unsafe release on the 82 car. Whoever released that car really wasn't paying attention, and, Bobby Jones really had nothing he could do. And we have some more caution alerty as Esteves Cortez and Jake Baskinger, the points leader, would blow up under the yellow. So a ton of cars with engine failures under yellow. These cars it is incredibly hot this weekend, and we're seeing that these cars like to overheat when they're running at idle speed. So Baskinger and Cortez are going to fall out of the race. Alex Allen leads the field back to the green. It's now Bouchard and Durbin are trying to get their laps back. They're hoping for a quick yellow here. It's only lap 34. It's been kind of a slow start to this Indy 250. As, looks like Bouchard with more trouble. He's got a tire going down. That's going to hold everybody up there. Oh, Jacob Hart's around in the back. Jacob Hart's around in the back, and that's going to be another yellow there. And it looks like Madeline Myatt's going to gain a ton of spots there on the inside as everybody's scrambling there. So everybody's slowing up because Bouchard Bouchard had a tire going down, and around goes Zuma Beckhoff, turns Jacob Hart, and around he goes. And that would bring out caution number 4, I believe, in this race. The big gainer on all that was Eddie Shimpadkar up to 2nd position. Kuzi's in 3rd with damage. 4th, Pericles with damage. 5th, Perkins. And Ike Durbin still wouldn't get his lap back. Yevgeny Kuznetsov would also blow up under this yellow, so that means Kuzi's out of the race as well. I gotta give a big kudos to Noah Hart and Madeline Myatt. They've both had pretty fast cars, and they both have jack problems, so they're just stuck in the back, and they can't do anything about it, really. Because every time they have to pit, they have to go to the back of the field because they take so long to pit their cars. So, yeah, that's not good for either of these two cars because they are very fast, the 18 and the 81. Alex Allen would lead the field back to the green with Eddie Shimpadkar 2nd, Sean Perkins 3rd, and Vince Freeze 4th. Allen with a great start there. DJ Curtis did not get a great start. They did fix whatever was wrong. It was a tire down on Bouchard, and that really slowed him up there. So we're back green here in Indianapolis. Bad start by the lap cars. And the lap cars are really battling amongst themselves, so it's really holding up 3rd and back. As looks like Vince Freeze, I gotta give him credit, 4th position in the Indianapolis 250. That's incredible for a first-year team to be doing that. And he's actually passing a CJ Racing car for 3rd in this race. So Vince Freeze has a bright future ahead of him. However, Freeze would once again start falling back like he did on the last restart. Team Reddit Davis has one of the fastest pit crews in the business. However, they are falling back like a rock here. Freeze is, as he's all the way, he's restarted 4th and is back, I think, on the clutches of 8th position. So shows how fast things can turn if you're caught on the outside lane. Becca Moss ranked P7, great showing by her, and I gotta give credit to Zayden Davidson in 15th with the Menervini cars. This was a track they highlighted to do well at because it's a very draft-oriented track, and both cars seemingly have done well in this race. However, they had kind of the same issues that Freeze has had. They have a good pit stop and then fall back. Interestingly enough, both Myatt and Hart, Noah Hart, have not gained that much position here on this restart, that many positions. So I'm wondering if they're just trying to play this a little bit more conservatively and not waste their stuff right now. Another car that's looking very quick on the draft despite having a couple bad pit stops is John Hart. He's running 19th, not a great spot for him to be running. However, I'd watch him to start moving his way up the field, and it kind of shows since the restart. Freeze started in 4th, now he's down to 18th. So, kind of shows how fast he can fall back here. Sean Perkins has had a heck of a time trying to get by Ike Durbin, the lapped car there. He's been trying everything he can to catch Eddie Shimpadkar and Alex Allen. Both of Padcar doesn't look like he has a car to really challenge Allen at this stage, and it looks like Padcar's got a problem. Padcar's got an issue. He's got a tire going down of some sort, I believe, and that's going to give Alex Allen a pretty big lead here as we're going to pack everybody up again here. Look at Alex Rowe on the inside. Oh, we got a big smash. Cars are everywhere on track right now. Noah Hart's in it, Dodd's in it, Fitzwater's in it, and of course Padcar was in it. Looks like, Padcar's got a big problem. That might have not been tire, that might have been oil on the track there. Zayden Davidson. I said Fitzwater. Cole Baker might have had an issue there as well. Oh, looks like Madeline Myatt ran over some debris and is pretty slow right now. Her car doesn't look very healthy. I don't think she was involved in the wreck, but well, maybe she didn't run over some debris. Now remember, they haven't taken the yellow, obviously, because there isn't a yellow yet, and you're just going to see Lamas comes up, too opportunistic there, and then starts all this mess by getting into Angel. Normally, I think this would be a strike on Lamas, however, considering everybody was practically doing it, I wouldn't exactly blame Lamas there too much, because that's just what you gotta do. When Lamas hit Angel, that caused Dodd to get up into the 5 car. And that's what kind of started this. Dodd was the main reason why the yellow came out there. However, I'm not sure where Noah Hart got his damage from. Yeah, Hart's here, and you're just going to see a bunch. Oh, Cole Baker got into him, and then that's where the 77 got damaged as well. Okay, now we've seen pretty much everything in this race, in this wreck, rather. And since we've seen under every yellow, or this is coming back to take the yellow, every yellow has seen some type of mechanical problem, and Dornan Bouchard is no exception to that rule, as Bouchard would grenade the motor under the yellow flag, so tough break for Bouchard. Huge pit stop by Alex Rowe. He's going to, I think, restart second. Sean Perkins third, and we're just looking back to the order. Lamas, despite causing that mess, is going to be restarting fourth. And as we go through the order, we're just seeing kind of how messy this order kind of is. As you're seeing Vance Caldwell, Eric DeMax, and Ace Vito all up in the top 10 maybe. Maybe top 5 for DeMax. Alex Allen leads on the restart. Can he get a good start over Padcar on the inside now? Remember, Padcar is a fast car. And I don't think he's going to be too keen on being a lap down or a few laps down. They held him for a while because he had to get a tow back. And it looks like Alex Allen's going to struggle getting to the inside this time. Maybe Durbin will let him in. However, no, it looks like Durbin's going to push him, actually. However, his Rowe's teammate, DJ Curtis, isn't exactly being that helpful to Alex Rowe there, as, looks like if Allen's smart, he'd try and slot in between the 22 and the 62 on the inside line. However, is the 62 going to get a run here? Oh, here comes the 48 in second position now. Lamas in P2. And it looks like Lamas now is going to be affected with Erzan Zuman Bekov on the inside, as well as now Ike Durbin finally has his lap back as Alex Allen led at the halfway mark. So now Durbin's praying for a quick yellow here. However, I don't think racing Padcar is going to do all that much good, as Padcar got up into the wall there. As Alex Allen now is just proving that he is the fastest car out there at this stage of the race. And now Ike Durbin is going to be under threat to lose his lap again. He's got to hope for a caution now because Alex Allen's looking to pass him, and I think this is too late anyway. Even if a caution did come out this lap, I think Alex Allen's just dead set to get it. And he does. As Durbin had to get into the wall or else Padcar was going to hit him. Second position now is Erzan Zuman Bekov as Lamas lost it, and now Lamas might be losing third to Caldwell here. Caldwell's another driver to watch, as he might go up the order in the future as well. Noah Hart, however, is very slow on track. He is down a cylinder, we're hearing. Still going pretty fast for down a cylinder. Dodd also is slow on track. These two will be factors later in this race, I believe, if we get a green flag run, that is. Because of Eddie Padcar pretty much being the gatekeeper for Alex Allen, we're really not seeing anybody pose a threat to Alex Allen in this stage of the race. Alex Allen was pretty dominant at New Hampshire, at least in the later stages, and now he's looking very strong here. Time for your William Brock pit road update. He's still there. Erzan Zuman Bekov would finally get underneath the 15 here of Eddie Padcar, and now would finally be able to pose a threat to the 44 of Alex Allen. So BFM's really the only leg they have to stand on is on Zuman Bekov. Madeline Maya once again is showing her speed as she's up into the top 10 now. Back into the top 10. I believe she is the fastest car on track at this stage of the race. I don't think anybody has gotten into the 40s. Oh, wait, Alex Allen and Brock have. So the Porsches are fast here, we're hearing, but we're seeing. But now Caldwell's going for third here on Lamas. However, doesn't get a whole great run off the corner. That Marlon doesn't seem to have a lot of grip in the center of the corner, and he slots in between Perkins and Lamas. And Noah Hart has issues now as he is on the access road, not going very fast, so I think that car's finally given up the ghost. It's been a miserable Indy 250 showing by Hart, and will that bring out a yellow is my question. He is on the access road, and they're going to tow him there. No yellow for that, as Zuman Bekov and Allen kind of have a gap between themselves and third because of Padcar and Durbin, as third is just a big battle right now. Lamas has it, however, you've got battles all over the track as Sean Perkins is put on the high line, and that means Jones, Pericles in the damaged 82 car. Pericles was the fastest car for a while. And Madeline Myatt, the pole sitter, are going to maybe make some moves underneath him. Caldwell once again is going to try and make a move on Lamas here. And it looks like Lamas is going to definitely lose some ground here as Madeline Myatt gained a spot there on Perkins. However, Lamas is going to lose a bunch of positions here as it looks like Pericles is going to get underneath him, Myatt's going to get underneath him, and Perkins is going to get underneath him as well. So another position gained there by some of these cars a little further back. Bobby Jones now is making a move on Caldwell down the straightaway. This is going to be another, if he can make this work, that's bad news for Caldwell. Caldwell's going to start falling back quite massively here. And Caldwell held up a little bit better than Lamas, but not much. As, looks like Caldwell's going to lose a position to Pericles. Looks like Madeline Myatt's being a little bit more indecisive here with Caldwell. However, I believe the 81 should be able to take the 46 here. Yeah, right there. Caldwell didn't get a great entrance through that corner. It looks like Perkins and a bunch of cars are going to get Caldwell as well. It seems like third place has been a bit of a death sentence for anybody who's had it. So Bobby Jones is better be looking at the rear end of Pericles, although Pericles doesn't seem to have the car he did earlier because of all that pit road damage. However, with that 81 is bad fast. And the 81's making a move on the 82 now, and that's going to be a pretty easy move for Madeline Myatt there on the 82 car, as the 81 is looking seriously quick right now. Noah Hart would rejoin the race. He hasn't been put out of everyone else's misery yet. And Noah Hart needed this race really for his championship hopes, and he's just out there for points, really. He's hoping that there is a pretty big wreck that takes place. However, looks like Alex Allen and Erzan Zuman Beckhoff are going to catch him pretty quickly here. The 81 of Maya now is all over the back of Bobby Jones, and not going to get it there. However, Jones is a little bit harder to pass. However, it looks like that 81 is rock solid on the inside. No handling problems at all for car 81. However, Noah Hart's going to be the first green flag lap car these guys are going to have to deal with that isn't on a restart, really, as Noah Hart is really slow, as Alex Allen's going to have to probably back out of the throttle here to deal with him. You should be able to get him on the straightaway, however. Hart's taking a very defensive line here. Zuman Beckhoff might be able to get Allen out of all this. And yes, this is going to be big for especially third on back, as the two lap cars have now caught them. And Noah Hart is not playing that nice, and it looks like Alex Allen and Zuman Beckhoff are going to pit because of this. And we've got some green flag pit stops ready to take place, and I think the 81 or the 3 has just taken the lead of this race. However, they're going to have to deal with Noah Hart as well. And they're going to get held up quite massively here, as Ike Durbin now is the leadoff car, and he really doesn't care if he's held up or not right now. Except he's praying for a yellow because he's right now on the lead lap. Now, the other cars that have pitted now should have a pretty big advantage here, as the leaders that didn't pit have been held up by Hart here. So this should be a big win for Alex Allen and everybody that pitted with him. Allen, Zuman Beckhoff, and a bunch of these cars that already have pitted. Pericles with a big gain there also. Zane Davidson, of course, had damage in the one wreck. We're showing him because we forgot to show that his teammate Becca Haddix has fallen out of the race. Or Becca Moss, I'm sorry, has fallen out of the race. So tough break for Minervini. They had a good race going until some issues took place. And more pneumatic jack problems for Madeline Myatt. And she is going to be massively held up on pit road and lose a ton of position in the process. So despite being the fastest car on track, she has pit problems in reality. And there goes Zuman Beckhoff and a bunch, and Allen by, as really none of these guys had a shot, really. The leaders now are going to have to deal with Chris Dodd, the other BFM car in this race, who's had issues, and it looks like Allen's going to get held up here by Dodd. And Zuman Beckhoff's going to really close in here, and Pericles is going to be a threat despite having damage. However, it looks like Allen's going to get by the 41 a little bit better than he got by the 18. Just to show how much pneumatic jack problems can cause, Madeline Myatt is a half lap behind Alex Allen, despite being up with him on the before the pit stop cycle. So it just shows how slow that car is on pit stops. However, a debris caution would fly on the track, and we're going to see if it was because of anybody blowing up or not. Doesn't look it. And we have a yellow for debris, so that's going to bunch everybody back up, as actually Pericles had just gotten zooming back off for second position, so Pericles is going to be a threat in this race once again. This is an interesting strategy called Jacob Hart did not pit in the 9 cars, so he is, I think, going to take over the lead of the race, unless if he doesn't. Also, Arndt, DeMax didn't pit, Eric DeMax, Arndt didn't pit, Ace Vito didn't pit, so the Indiana-based team, Action Terra, didn't pit. Fitzwater didn't bring it down pit road either, so this should be interesting. Also, Eddie Shimpadkar did not pit under that yellow, so he's going to get one of his 2 laps back. You also have some pretty slow cars up here on the inside line. So if you're someone like Jacob Hart, this could be a good strategy call here. If you're Eric DeMax, John Arndt, Grayson Ace Vito, Zachary Fitzwater, this is a fantastic move. Bobby Jones, of course, beat Bobby Jones, Vance Caldwell, and Kyle Bisceglia beat Alex Allen and Erzan Zumanbekov out of the pits, so this should be an interesting restart. Jacob Hart leads the field back to the green here in the Indianapolis 250, and we're going to see who does well here. Looks like the top 3 is going to break away from Noah Hart, who's incredibly slow on getting going here. And I think the lap cars are actually going to get a big benefit out of this, as Jacob Hart's having issues on the outside line. Looks like the 80 of Eric DeMax could take over the lead of this race with John Arndt in 3rd. So great pit strategy by these 3 cars. They were hoping that Hart would box everybody up, and as he has, I'm guessing Ace Vito was betting on that as well, as everybody's trying to get by Noah Hart there. As Eric DeMax now is trying to get Jacob Hart down the straightaway, but he just doesn't have the power to do so. Ike Durbin's going to try and get his lap back again. And with that pack being the way it is, it could be actually his best shot to do so. Bobby Jones and Kyle Bisceglia are men on a mission now to get up the order, as is Alex Allen, Grayson Ace Vito, and it looks like everybody's seemingly getting by Noah Hart, as Hart pitted actually, so we're going to see how fast it's going to take for everybody to start catching these leaders. And actually, these guys are not catching the leaders, so these top 3 actually are the top 3 of this race. So Hart, DeMax, and Arndt are theoretically pulling on everybody. So if there isn't another yellow, we could be seeing this as our running order at the end of the race, as Hart now is going to pass Ike Durbin, who seemingly cannot get that lap back that he wants, or at least look to take that spot. However, this group is closing in on everybody, and they're about 11th on back is closing in on everybody, or 12th on back is closing in on everybody. So, ooh, Jacob Hart with a problem, so Hart is going to have to pit. He was hoping on a quick yellow and maybe catching a caution. However, Hart is going to lose a ton of positions on track. And it seems like, luckily, Noah Hart is out of everyone else's way. So now all eyes turn to Eric DeMax and John Arndt. These 2 stayed out, hoping for a quick yellow. I wouldn't call this over for them yet, or Jacob Hart for that matter, because pretty much any of these guys are going to have to pit again. And I think everyone will. It's just, will these guys have to make 2 stops or not? So Alex Allen's going to the lead with Kyle Bisceglia in 2nd. Bisceglia has won this race in the past. Chris Dodd would be out of everyone else's way, as he would grenade the motor on his lap 84. Alex Allen's 86, so tough break for Dodd. What Jacob Hart does not want to see is a caution right now, and actually, if there was a caution, if there wasn't a yellow, Eric DeMax would be in the provisional lead of this race, provided that Alex Allen doesn't hold it still. Meanwhile, further up the field, Alex Allen, Bisceglia, and Jones are all together, but they're probably going to have to pit one more time. So basically, Eric DeMax, Jacob Hart and John Art are going to have to go into a fuel save mode here to see if they can make it to the end on a tank of gas. Jones and Bisceglia are set to do battle for second position here. As if there's a yellow, these guys are all going to be the ones to watch. And we've seen late race yellows in this race before. Here comes Bisceglia and Jones to the pits, so the 44 stays out. The 44 of Allen stays out along with Sean Perkins and Pericles. So now it's just going to be a pit stop battle here. Who's going to get out in front? As it looks like Perkins and Pericles are going to stay out again, as is pretty much everybody else. So Alex Allen doesn't have anybody to work with other than the lap car of Durbin. So Perkins and Pericles lead this race, but they're going to have to pit. The one I'm watching now is Eric DeMax. What's DeMax going to be able to do? Oh, zoom it back off's breaking down on track, and this might be the yellow that these guys didn't want to see. Are they going to throw a yellow for zoom it back off? They did earlier for a car on track like that, and they are throwing a yellow for that. So this changes everything. And that strategy would have worked for Eric DeMax had Zoom and Beckhoff have gone out of the race a lap later. He would have been in the lead of the race with a pretty big lead, saving gas. However, there's not many cars on the lead lap right now. Zoom and Beckhoff is still in this race, so that makes things interesting. However, because of the pit stop cycle now, it's Pericles, Madeline Mayat's in second, despite having the pneumatic jack problems. Their strategy played to a key here, and now she's a threat to win. Alex Rowe, Cody Lamas, Charles Sanford. There's Alex Allen, the dominant car of the day. DJ Curtis with problems right there. Sean Perkins is in seventh. Vince Freeze is eighth. Cole Baker ninth. Davidson 10th. And as we go through the order, 11th is Sean Angel on the tail end of the lead lap, as is Hart, Padcar, DeMax. So Hart beat DeMax in the pits, so they pitted actually. Or no, they didn't pit actually. They have enough gas to make it. So Hart actually did get in front of him, so Hart would have been the leader of the race had it stayed green. However, now it's all an 81 versus 82 battle. DJ Curtis would fall out of the race, so it's Nick Pericles leading the field back to the green with only 6 to go. This time, bunch of lap cars in front of Pericles. It's just going to be now a battle of who can get through this field and deal with lap traffic between the 82 and the 81. We know that the 81's fast. She's been at the back with pneumatic jack problems. She's never won a race. Alex Rose never won a race. The 44's been the dominant car of the day, and he's starting in 6th. This could be it for him, but he's got to move fast if he's going to. He's pushing Lamas now by Rowe. However, it is an 81 versus 82 battle at the front of the field, and if a yellow comes out, that might be it. And I think we've got a car around. That is Charles Sanford and Baker around. So this could be the end of the race, and that would give it to Pericles. However, I'm not sure if it is. Yellow is out. If this race goes green, all these cars just got their laps back. And this one started with Charles Sanford on the high line here. And, oh, he would break down, actually, and the 19 would hit him. So tough break for Charles Sanford and Cole Baker. If the lights go off, we're going green, and we're going to go green for a one-lap dash between the 82, 81, and 21. We're going to have a one-lap white-green flag dash here. This is the second time this has happened between Pericles, Myatt, and Rowe, I think, and that's pretty much all you're going to get, I think, out of this. So it's whoever gets a better restart, really. And to make matters worse for Pericles, his teammate just fell out of the race. Fitzwater did with mechanical problems, so tough break for Fitzwater. However, this could be Pericles' second Indy 250 win, and this would be massive in the championship haul. So the green and the white are out at the same time. Green flag is in the air, and the white. 21 didn't get a good start. I think it's going to be a two-car battle between the 81 and the 82 here. Remember, it is very difficult to pass. However, we know the 81 is fast. The 81 has been rock solid in this race. White flag is in the air. This is it for the Indy 250. The 81's got to run down the back straightaway. Can she make a move entering 3? I don't think so. It's just too hard to really do anything here. The 82's wide, though. The 82's wide. The 81's going underneath him. This is for the Indianapolis 250. The 82, though, blocks. Nick Pericles comes off the final corner to win his second Indianapolis 250. That's it. Matty tried. However, it's not going to be enough. The 82 wins it. And that, he left the door open. He made a little mistake, but the 81 couldn't capitalize on it. And we had an accident, actually, I think, as Eric DeMax had problems, but it wasn't an accident, I apologize. But Nick Pericles will win the Indy 250 once again. And I made a little mistake. Fitzwater didn't fall out of the race. It was Jacob Hart that fell out of the race. I looked at the wrong car on the order. So my apologies. So Nick Pericles will win the Indy 250. Second position goes to Madeline Myatt. Third to Alex Rowe. Fourth to Cody Lamas. Fifth to Alex Allen. Fifth to Sean Perkins. Seventh to Freeze. Eighth to Davidson. Ninth to Angel. 10th to Bisceglia. 11th to John Art. 12th to Bobby Jones. 13th to Vance Caldwell. 14th to Fitzwater. Like I said, I apologize for saying he was out. He wasn't. 15th to Ace Vito. 16th to DeMax. 17th to Ike Durbin. 18th to Sanford. 19th to Zuman Bekov. 20th to Padcar, the last car that finished. Hart, Baker, Curtis, Dodd, Noah Hart, Moss, Bouchard, Kuznetsov. After Kuznetsov, Baskinger, Cortez, Torres, Perkins, Brock, Roush, Schock, Shepard, Griffin, Monaco, Blake, Thaber, Polyakov, and Vincent Allen all fell out of the race, so tough break for all of them. Remember, this was a double points race, so let's take a look at your points leaving Indianapolis. And with that, Nick Pericles takes over the points lead over Alex Rowe and Madeline Myatt in second and third. They both gained a ton there. Jake Baskinger fourth, Charles Sanford fifth. Kenny Myatt dropped a ton of spots with his suspension in sixth. DJ Curtis in seventh. Eighth goes to Chris Dodd. Ninth to Sean Angel, 10th to Padcar, 11th to Torres, 12th to Alex Allen, 13th to Noah Hart, 14th to Shepard, and pretty much if you're beyond, let's say, 10th, you don't have much of a shot here. Alex Allen has a bit of a run going. 16th to Brock, 17th to Roush, 18th to Art. Art's been improving. Jones, 19th, 20th to Lamas, 21st to Schock Jr., 22nd to Bisceglia, 23rd to Davidson, great showing by Davidson, 24th to Baker, 25th to Ace Vito, 26th to Freeze, 27th to Caldwell, 28th to DeMax, 29th to Wilhoit, 30th to Moss, 31st to Cortez, 32nd to Monaco, 33rd to Polyakov, 34th to Bouchard, 35th to Perkins, 36th to Durbin, 37th to Fitzy, 38th to Thaber, 39th to Griffin, 40th to Vincent Allen, and as we go down the order, we get a bunch of drivers who started the American 700 or Indianapolis. Well, that's pretty much it, and that's pretty much your order right there, because, yeah, that's basically it. Even though it says that Kenny Myatt started 18 races, obviously he didn't. His points did not count in this race. I guess the car number is associated with the starts on this because Jacob Hart, he is listed as 2 starts, but Myatt obviously did not start this race because he didn't score any points, as you can see. So, before we go, yes, we are going to the Round of Vermont. I wanted to show you the Rookie of the Year points with Alex Rowe. This is just a big battle right here of Rookie of the Year. Alex Rowe is doing a fantastic job there. Of course, this is just a battle with everybody. Moss's score, forget about that because we didn't include Haddock's score. That only is the Moss name. She's, I think, in 5th or 6th, actually. So, with that being said, Rowe, Blake, Jones, Baker, DeMax, Cortez, Ace Vito, Bouchard, and Moss are all together, and Moss isn't going to win it because I don't think she will anyway. I can kind of tell where she is in the actual standings in comparison. She's not going to win it, so it's really a 3-way battle, 4-way battle at the top of the chart, really, and I think Alex Rowe is going to run away with it. So anyway, we will see you at the Round of Vermont at the Burlington Raceway.